Welcome back to the greenhouse today. As seasons change, spring is rolling in fast. This greenhouse constantly is evolving, and my son and I are out here. We're going to get our pond finished. We're going to hook up a bog filter with solar power, solar pump. We've got all the water in. We just gotta set it all up and put it together. So I'm gonna bring everybody along for that. If that sounds interesting, please consider subscribing to the channel. We wanna issue a huge thank you to all of our subscribers, all 26,000+ of you as of right now. We don't have any sponsors. We just do this on our own, and we appreciate all of the help you guys give us by watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. So with that, you guys help us be able to reinvest into our own homestead. So without further ado, let's run in. I gotta turn my fan back on. So it's awful loud down here with it. Oh, we've got all of our market crops coming up here, just thousands of plants in the greenhouse. Been keeping us extra busy. This is our little potting area. I kind of tried to clean everything up so we could do some work on the pond here today. So going from 300+ gallons up to 1,000+ gallons really increased all of the thermal mass, and we're going to be able to reuse it not only in winter but in summer to grow some fish. We were going to have tilapia in here. We have to have a permit in Illinois, of course, with all the laws and regulations we have, so I haven't made it that far yet. Had to get a refund on my tilapia order, so I'm going to take the steps to get that permit so I can grow some. But in the meantime, my son's goldfish, his koi, are going to go in here, and we may do some bluegill or something that we can actually grow in here an abundance of and harvest them for our own food. But going from 300 to 1,000 gallons was not easy, but it was cheap. And that's basically the theme of our channel, is doing everything self-sufficiently and as cheap as we possibly can. So this has been a major investment for us. And today you can see we've got our little reused bell siphon tank that we're going to use for a bog filter. I'm going to talk about all that, and we're going to show in depth how we're setting this up to run off of solar power. So here we have our little bell siphon. It was an aquaponics bin. We've got our little drain tube in the center. It does not have a bell over it because we're not going to use the bell. It is going to be a main flush system. So you can see, bringing it up close here, so you can see that we've got her pretty well level throughout the whole spectrum. And I kind of went across and did everything using rocks and stuff to prop this up. Now I just used some old 2x3s, and this is where it drains out. You can see, so straight through this tube, we've got our bulkhead right here. We drilled a hole, we've got our bulkhead. It's hard to see in there. You can see the bulkhead there. Everything goes straight through, runs down, and shoots out. That's just a very quick overview of what we're doing with the whole bog filter itself. All right, so we've got many solar panel systems down there. All we have to do is pull the power from one. So I ran these heavy gauge cords all the way down from a solar power system with a large 100 amp hour battery bank. So that is going to be our power source for running a solar powered pump, which is this guy. So I've got this extra hose. I've got this tiny little pump here. Doesn't really have many specs. 12 volt DC, 10 liters per minute, 2.5 gallon per minute, 18-foot overhead. This has been used for quite a few years. I wanted to use a smaller pump as opposed to this larger pump. So we're trying to match the flow rate of what this can put in. This will put too much in. And matching the flow rate to the size of PVC. The PVC is just a slightly tad bigger than the output of our hose here. And you can see I've just got a simple crimp with a zip tie on it to get a nice hook. So I'm going to put this in the water and show everybody how I'm setting up the pump here. All right, so quick overview. Right down here, you can see the power cord running to a large cinder block. So I just use that to keep my pump completely submerged, pinch my wires under a rock so they could not go down in the water. And then this is where that comes into play. I've got that little bend here, and it did pinch the hose a little bit, but we're gonna see what kind of flow we get with that once I set up the power here. We got ourselves a permanent connection made, just temporarily sitting right here. I'm going to put it up under a rock over here. So we've got the water flowing in at a pretty decent rate. Yep. While this is filling up, I've got all these river rock, ton of river rock here. We're going to load these up in, spread them out across the bottom. Some nice large pieces of limestone sitting in here. And now we've got a good base where we can put some plants into this bog water, because it is going to push all of the stuff from the bottom, whatever nutrients it can suck up, any suspended minerals, nutrients, waste will come up, and then they will fall to the bottom, and then it's going to rise up over the top overflow and pour back down. You will see it once this fills up. I'm gonna go grab some plants for this. Taking a step back and checking out what we've done here. We've got watercress down here, more watercress. That is chocolate mint that I placed over here. We've got a large elderberry cutting that rooted, and then we've got a hosta. Now I've experimented with this bog filter over the summers, and all of those crops are going to do extremely well. Fill in lots of roots. What you doing, baby dog? Fill in lots of roots for us to catch all of that suspended sediment and things like that. So we want to get as much into this bucket as possible so those roots can just grab onto it, feed off of it, and recycle, clean the water. You can see we've got good bubbles coming out of there. There's a lot of junk floating on the surface. We'll take our fish net over there and skim the surface. And over on this floating raft, I've got watercress that's been in here for a few days. And that is going to be our natural filter process. So we're just running this off 100% solar power with a natural bell siphon type bog pump here. And you can see that we've got good flow, and the level of water is pretty level, no pun intended, but we've got nothing overflowing, and it's a good rate of flow compared to the rate of drain. Now, this is not going to look the same in a matter of a week or two. I'll be filling in a little bit more rock, and I will drop some sand over in the corner right there. I actually got sand here right now. We can throw sand in there, and you will be able to see how it's dispersing it. There's going to be a little bit of sediment gets blown around, but a bunch of lavender buds because we got our huge lavender bush that I trimmed back. So you can see all of that sand is going to act like its own natural filter, just pulverizing whatever comes up through the pump for a first filtration layer. And then the plants and the fact that we're draining from the top here is going to be the secondary and tertiary layer of filtration here. You can see that the floating sediment is actually just getting sucked and wicked right back into the pond. But there won't be too much floating stuff, basically just bugs and whatnot that land in here. Now you can see that a little bit better there. The way that that sand is just pulverizing the water that comes up. So This should work very well for us. I hope everybody enjoyed setting up this little bog filter. I'm going to bring an update once we get the fish in here. So I hope everybody found this interesting. Quick little bog layer setup. Now this pond always draws frogs and all types of stuff in here in the summertime when we got the doors and stuff open. So we should be able to get a nice run ecosystem as natural as possible, being a lined pond. So this will provide a lot of filtration, good oxygen flow, and at the cost of zero, since I already had all these solar panels, pumps, and everything. All I had to do is just throw it together. So I hope you found this interesting. I'm going to bring another update, like I said, in a week or two once we get good flow in here, good oxygen, and then we're going to set up a shade cloth over it to cut down on algae growth, and we're going to have some fish in here. So with that, I'll let you guys go, and I'll see you in the next video.